Littleton, Colorado, place that I call home. Absolutely love living here. So much to do. Definitely for young families like my own, a place where there's so many activities and so much to do on a weekend day. Right up against the foothills. Littleton is divided into unincorporated and incorporated. We'll dive into that later, but stay tuned. We're going to talk about all there is to do in my hometown of Littleton, Colorado. Hey everybody, Jeremy Kane, eXp Realty here. Thanks for tuning in. Today's topic is near and dear to my heart, my hometown, Littleton, Colorado. Lots to do. While you're here, definitely comment if I missed something. If you have any questions, would love to touch base with you on all things Littleton, Colorado, and absolutely dive in to how much I love living here and being here. While you're here, definitely like, comment, subscribe, and let's keep in touch on all things Colorado real estate. All right, let's dive in. Everybody that thinks Colorado thinks of the outdoors, obviously 300 days of sunshine. As you know, that's Littleton. Littleton is located just to the southwest of Denver. For those people that are not familiar with the area, tons of homes, all sizes, condos, and a ton to do. So let's dive in. Everyone talks about the outdoors. Let's start with the parks. Chatfield State Park, one of the only places in the metro area that you can actually put a motorboat, definitely tubing in the summer, wakeboarding, lots of fishing, both from shore and from the boats. It gets pretty crazy on Chatfield. It's not the biggest of reservoirs, but it's big enough on those weekend days. I've even seen them close the boat ramp sometimes because it gets too full. But absolutely great place, and one of the only places you can drop a speedboat or a sailboat in the Denver metro area. Also at Chatfield, there's offshoots and other tributaries of Chatfield State Park. There's a separate lake for paddleboarding. I've even had my wife do some paddleboard yoga there. They do classes, things like that. Lots of floats, and there's some rivers that go in and out of there. I don't know if they tube down that river per se. Lots of, even in elementary school, I did some nature field trips and things of that nature. Lots of picnic canopies, and there's even a swim beach, horseshoes, volleyball, everything you could imagine at a state park. It does cost a fee. Don't forget our dogs, great dog park over there at Chatfield. So definitely check that out if you're in the area and you love the outdoors and any of those things sound entertaining to you. Next, Roxborough Park. This is kind of the majestic red rocks, really steep cliffs, lots of hiking and scenic views, trails, biking, things of that nature in that area. So definitely, if you're in town, that is the very southern tip of Littleton in Douglas County there. Roxborough may eventually be its own city incorporated, but currently it's under the Littleton guidelines, so we definitely don't want to miss Roxborough Park. Great sight to see and very scenic views and hikes there. Clement Park, one of my favorites, a more traditional park, a couple playgrounds, ball fields, grew up playing baseball there. Later on in life, played some beer league kickball. There's batting cages, soccer fields, they have football, lacrosse, everything you can imagine as far as that goes. There's also a library there. Clement is also home to the Columbine Memorial, as it sits right up there by Columbine High School. It's a huge footprint. They have outdoor summer parties and Irish festivals and farmers markets and things of that nature. There's also an amphitheater, which is super cool. Free, concert nights, pull your own cooler up, set a blanket down, some decent bands in there, free of charge. Enjoy the wonderful evening. There's a pond over there that you can walk around. Also, you can see that from the amphitheater. So pretty cool scenic views from Clement Park, but just that traditional park that everyone loves. All right, now let's dive into those restaurants. When thinking about Colorado, you got to hit up an authentic Mexican restaurant. Los Dos Portillos, a family-owned business. They do have a few locations. I believe that the current coach of the Broncos had Los Dos Portillos, and he just couldn't say no before they announced that he was the new head coach. So that's pretty cool. Danny is a former colleague of mine at Valor Christian, where I coached for a while. He and his family run those and own those. So just a great spot. Sunday brunch down at the one at King Carroll and C470 in Littleton is a must-stop shop for those Sunday brunch. It's literally all you can eat. They have everything from, traditional breakfast fare, waffles and, bacon and eggs and that stuff, street tacos to tamales to crab legs, an excellent value, for $25 or $30. All you can eat. Don't forget the bottomless mimosas, I'm sure, and the Bloody Marys for sure for those Sunday brunches. all other times of the week, Los Dos is a great place to enjoy some real authentic Mexican food. Great green chili. That's right, green chili is not salsa verde, so you might be surprised. Maybe get it on the side if you're not familiar, but you got to try some pork green chili from Los Dos Portillos if you're in Littleton. Next, we have the Melting Pot. This is in downtown Littleton, incorporated Littleton area. Downtown Littleton's a cool, historic area, lots of shops and boutiques and restaurants and bars. The most famous restaurant is the Melting Pot. It's a fondue restaurant, lots of great, dips and cheese and all kinds of stuff. I don't really do the fondue thing. I've been there a few times. It's great. I'm not familiar with the term. So we'll move on from that, but they do have a really cool Halloween setup. It's a really old building. So they do like a haunted ghost tour with fondue down there. So that's a cool spot, especially if you're here in the fall. And just an epic place, lots of high school proms and things of that nature. It's kind of that date night spot that's a little bit different and off the beaten path. So Melting Pot, definitely check that out. Next, we have one of my favorites, really close to me, the 49th. This is a restaurant just down the street from me. Josh, the owner, and a couple of his employees moved down here from Alaska, the 49th state. It's an Alaskan theme, has a great hometown tavern type feel to it. They have a great full bar. If you're there, check out the duck farts if you're in the mood for a quick, tasty shot. But the food is absolutely unmatched here. They have some homemade specials all the time, like some crazy mac and cheese combinations and things of that nature. They have 3 different kinds of fish and chips. The Denali burger is great. An entire Alaskan theme with absolutely excellent food. Rumor is they tried like 38 types of bacon before they chose one that was good enough to put on their food. So definitely a cool spot. It's busy there, hard to get a table. You'll pull in, you'll see the full parking lot, and you'll probably have to write your name on the chalkboard to get a seat, but it's definitely worth the wait. 5281, just up the street from the 49th off of 285 and C470, right up there, not too far from Red Rocks Amphitheater, which is technically not in Littleton, so we won't talk about that today. 5281, a traditional steakhouse, also owned and operated by a local person. These aren't chain restaurants. So 5281, great specials. They have great steaks, great lobster specials and prime rib and good sides and just a good spot. Always a very unique key lime pie type dessert or something a little bit exotic there for dessert. Also full bar, great location. Parking's a little rough there, but it's because this place is absolutely blown up and it's absolutely amazing food. So the Lake House Tavern is the last restaurant we'll talk about. This is actually right across the pond, so to speak, from Clement Park. Great patio, sit out there on summer nights and watch people walk around the lake. Even in the winters, they have the nice propane heaters out there. Definitely a good spot for happy hour. Great food, great atmosphere, very lake house decorated, feels like your mom and dad's lake house or aunt and uncle's lake house, something along those lines. But great food here too as well, if that's more your fare. They have great Nashville hot chicken sandwich, some bass, and all kinds of unique lake housey type fare. So that's awesome. We also have a ton of breweries. Biggest one is Breckenridge Brewery. They have a huge farmhouse, lots to do. Secret in Colorado is a lot of millennials and young families like to hang out at breweries. You bring the kids, there's lots of games, and this is just a good place for them to run around. There's so much space, there's yard games, there's a lot going on. You're not blowing up someone's date night if you got a couple kids running around. So Breckenridge Brewery, super cool spot, great beer. Their tagline beer is the Avalanche. It's been around for a long time, hopefully named after the Colorado Avalanche, but we'll move on from there. Lots of small breweries and, strip malls, Living the Dream Brewery, other ones of that nature that, stop in, check them out, see how they taste. You can never have too many microbrews, as they used to call it. I don't think they're called microbrews anymore. So that's the restaurant, the beer and restaurant scene. Just a great spot to get that. There is also the corporate chain things, but we don't need to do a review on Chili's or Longhorn or Buffalo Wild Wings or anything of that nature. We have all that. but I like to stick to the small business, mom and pop type places, and we definitely have those. Next is golf courses. This is kind of an interesting thing because you hear all over the place it's so hard to run golf courses, and golf courses are the thing of the past. People are just buying them and developing them and building houses, which is cool. In Littleton, we have a ton of golf courses, especially here on the west side. We have a ton of public courses. We have a ton of private courses, from Ravenna to Red Rocks Country Club, Columbine Country Club, Pinehurst Country Club. Those are the private ones. I've only played Red Rocks Country Club. Absolutely amazing course. They're actually redoing all the greens right now. But that's the private. But there is also a ton of public courses, from Deer Creek to Foothills to Arrowhead, the Meadows, Fox Hollow, Homestead, Raccoon Creek. These are all within 5 to 10 minutes of my home. If you golf is your thing, just a really cool opportunity to have a ton of public courses, some private courses mixed in. Most of them have great clubhouses. Most of them have, like Fox Hollow has 27 holes. Deer Creek, my absolute nemesis. I don't know why it's not hard for everyone else, but the front nine's like in a canyon, the back nine's in like a marsh. So I just hit the ball in the cattails and marshes all day. So tough course for me, but definitely all of them are pretty challenging. Lots of hills and elevation changes and things of that nature, but a ton of golf courses in Littleton, oddly enough. And if it's winter, a lot of these things are outdoors and, outdoor leaning, but indoor activities include Littleton Museum. Sequest is like a small, aquarium in the mall, Southwest Plaza, Littleton Depot Art Gallery. For shopping, again, Southwest Plaza, Aspen Grove. Downtown Littleton is always great. We also have a ton of rec centers, Edge Ice Arena here in the west side, Ridge Rec Center, Lily Gulch. We could go on and on about rec centers, but super cool rec centers, lots of rock climbing and activities and things to do there. Those kind of fly under the radar sometimes, and people just think that they're not open to the public, but they actually are. You just get a little discount if you're a resident. So overall, Littleton's a great place to live. Definitely a suburban feel, but there is stuff to do. A lot of people think of suburban and they think of a ton of houses and not a lot to do. A couple strip malls here and there. Some of these places aren't strip malls. If you dig deep enough, there's great places. Obviously, the outdoors, access to the mountains, and Red Rocks Amphitheater and Morrison. That's a whole different ballgame. Morrison, we could go on for a while. But Littleton, just a great place to visit, great place to live. If you have any questions or comments, or missed your favorite spot, definitely comment below, and would love to hear from you. And hopefully when you're in Littleton, give me a call. Would love to hang out. And if you need anything, Jeremy Kane Homes, eXp Realty. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.